And the troll makes me the star of the show with Starcade Hellraiser. Nate Bender. I could go in the Earl Gregorian. Sometimes I do refer to him as such, but this really to me, but we don't mind this. This is just basically me wrapping up some stuff before the hotfix maintenance. Somebody basically trying to cheat Palace of the Dead, so they're trying to take care of some of the illicit stupidities there, among other things. So a small update tonight with the maintenance. Yeah, that was me on episode 88. I kind of giggled and laughed like, okay, what did you find? And they basically, and let's be honest, they didn't believe a word I said. And, they didn't believe a word I said. They laughed. I know his bit. I know his drill. I'm poor and all that kind of crap. No, let's be honest. I have commitments other than to myself, and if I didn't, I probably wouldn't be here right now talking to you. Well, there are a lot of people that wish I wasn't, to be perfectly blunt and frank, especially after some of the stuff. And, it is what it is. I give him credit. I did send it to him. It's just like, okay, there you use this. He just waited 2 more weeks. Turned it into a bit. To me, I can't for the life of me understand why this guy doesn't get behind what our new fearless leader, as it were, is all about. I mean, he took a knee, personally reprehensible to him because, grab her by the pussy and all that kind of stuff. But the fact of the matter is when you take a look at what's been going on already, I mean, we are seeing, especially the groundwork being laid in the schools, that things could get brutal and things could get brutal fast. And only the preferred and elect of the given society or micro-society, community, whatever, are going to be worth anything. And, as a matter of personal philosophy, I know that's not going to allow me to continue to do much of anything whatsoever. And that's all good. I get why that's not something a lot of people can accept from me, and that's all good in your book, but at some point, you want to shut me up, you better get a gun to do it. As I said to him in the comments section of, the other video, when he kind of gave kind of a, keep rocking with a middle finger extended, I said, high school taught me that if you're not popular, you at least can have an opinion without compromising what really is about the only important thing in the book as far as what most people believe. I mean, you begin to wonder if maybe the better thing about school would be to actually make the most popular student valedictorian rather than the best student, because it's much more likely to be successful if you are popular than if you are smart. I mean, look at Nate Bender, I mean, basically, let's be honest, the guy's a fucking troll. Self-admitted. He has heroes in Opie and Anthony and Howard Stern and all that kind of stuff. And that's, to some degree, that's what he wants to do. And build a video game, at least show, if not network, on real radio to get his people, out of the jobs they're doing and be self-sufficient. Good luck to him. I think he's 2 to 3 years too late, because I think that there was a deliberate sabotage. I mean, this could be a whole new video, and I may do it later, in the year when I started playing Final Fantasy 15 or something like that. But I believe there's a deliberate sabotage in the American video game industry. I'm reminded of the SAG-AFTRA strike, and all I have to think is, look what Konami did on the way out the door to fuck Kojima over. If you think that these companies have no have any qualms whatsoever about becoming, pay to win. Basically, the only types of games left will be first-person shooters, esports, pay to win, the annual sports games, etc. But that'll be it. And it's like, I think he's too late. But that may not be his fault. The problem I have with De Niro in this regard is I think he talks about, going back into the taking a knee video. If you really want to get context, he did about 2 to 3 weeks before the election, he did a video with one of his who could very well be very strongly affected by this election co-hosts, who basically, and they talked sometimes about the hypocrisy and how they do some of their, Rogan Lives Matter jokes and all that kind of stuff, basically to try to highlight the ridiculous nature of stuff. I mean, here's a news flash, Nate, okay? Pro tip. It's only ridiculous if you can thwart it. You might be able to thwart it with me, but that's because basically a lot of people probably think I should have been dead at age 25 in the first goddamn place. If you think it's so ridiculous and so repugnant that men basically think they can grab women in the pussy, maybe you need to start understanding when one of them is president, or about to become such. Everything you were taught about decency is wrong. And I think the part that you really get is that you act as if it's wrong, but you don't realize how wrong it actually is. You can hate my guts, but you better do something about me, because I'll tell you right now, you are a very fortunate man. I make no qualms about it. I got a nasty case of the pink eye about 2 weeks before the thing. If you don't believe me, the video you played, I'm pretty gravelly in the throat and all that kind of shit. Thankfully, it was a viral case of the pink eye, so it was able to basically ride itself out. But it meant I would not be able to travel, certainly not in interstate transportation. And I'm sorry if you can't, take any degree of qualm about that. Some of us, you say, oh, if you were worth anything, you'd have a show and everybody want to give you money on Patreon, all that kind of stuff. That's your business. It's what you do. And it's like, end of the day, it's like, I take pride in that I don't have to be beholden. Whoops. That was a little bit of a goof right there. Nice job, dumbass. Not that it really does anything. I mean, yeah, it's important to kill the butterflies. I don't know if it's that important. Anyway, back to the point. I don't think you get how important it is to understand that. And you may well learn this in your Let's Be Real network, okay? There's going to come a point you are going to bend your principles. You are going to have to, for the money, for the audience, because at that point you no longer are able to basically ride the thing on your own thing. To ride this whole concept on your own, you are going to have to basically be in tune to get viewers, sponsors, and money. The moment any one of those three runs out, you're done. And that's going to mean you're going to end up, whether you like it or not, going from interesting conflicts to conflicts of interest. Because that's how the game's played. And I think you fail to understand how completely that game is played. And part of this is I think you don't understand that a lot of what you support as a function of personal philosophy, you would be very happy that Donald Trump won. I think you would. Because it's going to be basically somebody that's going to get rid of the unfit or subjugate them. For example, if you take it down to just the video game. I don't consider this just about a video game. It basically plays into personal philosophies, as he has said. But the fact of the matter is, if you want to see what he wants, take a look at Final Fantasy XI circa about 2007-8. Maybe 2009. You get people trying to cheat the system to actually get what they want out of it. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Nika. Fuck you. Fuck you personally. Let's put it this way. I don't know which one of the three of you are to select first. You, Nate, Nika, or Nika's husband. Because I know I would have gotten on him because he would have come down on me. But back to the point. He wants, basically, if you've got 20 people in the link shell, there's 2 relevant people getting all the gear and all the glory. The other 18 are effectively slave labor. That's what Dynamis effectively was without a fair system, which basically meant nobody got the relics, before Square Enix got smart and basically decided to try to change the whole thing when the level cap was going from $75.99. But again, he doesn't believe in that. He doesn't believe in it because he wants the exclusion of all the PS3 players that he's going to get in 4.0. And, he's a troll in the first goddamn place. I think he'd love Trump. He may well. Because again, what's wrong for certain people is right for people with what is called legitimate purpose. That it becomes so important to be properly politically positioned that you are the only person for whom the situation exists. And Nate's in a position he can make some hay out of that, because whether he admits it or not, he is a community figure, and he is somebody who has had enough, with his 10 years of podcasting, to basically maybe take advantage of some of this. And I don't think he realizes his hypocrisy is not in doing the bit. He's on the wrong side of the equation here. He should be on a regressive, conservative, etc. side of the equation, at least with respect to his personal philosophy of get good. The get good candidate won, leaving a lot of us to wonder how many people are going to die in the next 4 years because of what this guy's going to wreak. That's not Final Fantasy XIV here. That is the personal philosophy of get good. Get good or get gone. Said it in January. It goes double now. Get good or get gone. Because at that point, the resources are being taken up. There aren't enough resources for the population, etc. if the population's going to be complete donkey. Whether those resources are real-life resources, server space and time, etc. and so forth. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. So, I just think he's on the wrong side of the equation. And I think he doesn't get that, because I think he wants to play both sides, and he doesn't get that. In fact, you want in that position to declare people lessers, declare people like me defective, and have us eliminated from the community before we continue to damage your game, your play experience, etc. So that's my kind of thoughts on the old LBR episode 88 stuff, and I'll get out of here and talk to you soon. Starkey Hellraiser.